Let's take a look at this electrostatics question. A metal sphere which was initially neutral is given a charge of 8 times 10 to the negative 9 coulombs. 4.1 were electrons added or removed from sphere P. So sphere P is now positively charged. So it has a charge of plus 8 times 10 to the negative 9 coulombs. The positive charge tells us that it lost electrons. Okay, in other words, it's become more positive. Became more positive. Okay, question 4.2. Determine the number of electrons that were added or removed. So what do we know? We know Q, which is 8 times 10 to the negative 9. We know QE, which is minus 1,6 times 10 to the negative 19. We want to work out N. So this is a quantization question. So we can use the formula Q is equal to N times QE. Q is 8 times 10 to the negative 9, and that's equal to N multiplied by minus 1,6 times 10 to the negative 19. Now to solve for N, you just need to divide both sides. So we'll divide here by minus 1.6 times 10 to the negative 19, and we'll divide here by minus 1.6 times 10 to the negative 19. That will cancel that, and my answer N is equal to, what is this? Minus 5 times 10 to the power 10 electrons. Now, obviously, we don't like to leave our answer as negative. So what we will do instead is we will say that this negative sign tells us that electrons were lost. So we will say, therefore, 5 times 10 to the power 10 electrons were lost or removed. Okay, let's move on. Sphere P is now suspended by a wooden beam by means of a light insulated string. An identical sphere R carrying an initial charge of minus 12 times 10 to the negative 9 coulombs is brought into contact with P and then placed on an insulated stand next to P as shown in the diagram below. Determine the charge on sphere R after it touches. So the clue here is after it touches. That gives us a clue as to the formula that we need to use. So during contact, the formula we use is Q nu is equal to Q1 plus Q2 divided by 2. Well, Q1 is the charge of P, that's 8 times 10 to the negative 9, plus Q2 is minus 12 times 10 to the negative 9, and that's all divided by 2. And then we get an answer of minus 2 times 10 to the negative 9 coulombs. Now remember that this charge that we just worked out, this is the charge of both P and R after contact. They both have the same charge. Okay, and the last one, question 4.4, will the spheres attract or repel? They will repel one another. So after contact, the spheres will always repel. And why will they repel? Simply because they both have the same charge. So they both have the same charge, and we know that like charges repel. Okay, and that's it. A short video. Hope you did find this useful, and I'll see you next one. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.